Is that a dirt bike? Oh, do I have something special for you guys today. So first it's a side-by-side. Now it's a dirt bike. What is this guy doing? This guy's a trader, man. I thought this was the ATV revolution. This is pretty cool though, man. So you guys know me. I love dirt bikes, I love quads, I love side-by-sides. And this one has a special story behind it. So before I get started showing you these parts, the reason that I'm bringing this out is because of what's going on with the virus. I was trying to keep everything flowing with the 250R, but if you've been following everything that's going on, it's kind of impossible because right now there's a couple more parts that we need that would have been here, no problem, and we're waiting for powder coating. And the reason that I'm not just having it powder coated any place, because we might be able to find someplace, is because the place that I want to go with has a really good reputation. I already talked with them months ago before I even bought the 250R, and we kind of had like an agreement. I was really happy with what they do over there, and it just seems like a really solid company, and I like the owner. So I'd like to follow through with using them. I just don't know what's going to happen because everybody's closed down with the virus. So in an effort to keep you guys entertained, I figured I'd whip out this YZ125. Boom. So I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. I'm going to show you what we got. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the backstory behind this, how I acquired this thing. It's actually pretty interesting. Has to do with some of my childhood even. You can see this is a total basket case, man. This is exactly how I got it. Bin top is over there. Came with the bin and everything, man. This was one hell of a generous offer from one of my subscribers and friends. Apparently everything is in there. Honestly, I forget exactly what's wrong. I think it blew the top end and tanked the cylinder. We'll take it apart and we'll find out. It mostly is apart, but I think the cylinder we'll have to pull apart. You can see the cases are in there. I think the cases are good and whatnot. It's got plastics. There are two sets of radiators. There's a GPI and OEM. I don't know if any of them are good. It's basically, I think he didn't even know exactly what's wrong with it. I think the forks need to be rebuilt. I was feeling them earlier. So it's just going to be a rebuild, but these 125s are easy to work on. Parts are pretty cheap for them. So we should be able to do a pretty affordable build here. And 125s are fun. Even for a guy like me that's 215 pounds, these things move, man. And I'm not really that great of a dirt bike rider anyway, so I don't really need a huge bike. But this will be a lot of fun to ride, and then most likely when I'm done with this, we'll sell it. So what I'm gonna do is take all these parts and kind of lay them out. I've kind of got the benches cleaned off. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. I created a little bit of space so that we can get everything out of these bins. I'm not even sure what parts might be missing and stuff. I'm gonna download a YZ125 manual and just kind of go through the parts, and if there's stuff we need, we'll see what's wrong with it and stuff. And this is probably going to be a little bit of an easier build because we're not going to do anything crazy. I might do like a 144 kit just to haul my fat ass around, but otherwise it should be pretty basic stuff. YZ125s, the parts are plentiful. It's not going to be like Project 250R where we're waiting for these special parts, and there's like companies that have kind of like a monopoly going. There's tons of parts for a YZ125. All right, guys, so we got a bargain here. I got stuff all over the place, man. But we got more than just a YZ125. We got fluids, we got tools. We even got a Yamaha service manual. Unfortunately, and this really is sad, I guess some rats got in there and they ate it and they pissed all over it and it reeks. So, I mean, I guess I could still use that. But I think I'd rather just get a new one because it really does stink. But you can see all this stuff. I got a box of, whole box of fresh plugs. Got some fittings and stuff in there, some Loctite, got some WD-40, some engine ice. There's fork oil, .4, .5 brake fluid. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that stuff unless it's all sealed. Got two stands over here, two sets of plastics, just two sets of everything, man. There's also a front and back fender in this box too. I just didn't take them out because they're covered in mud. But there is a decent set of plastics here, and then there's a really beat set. You can see them here. The one set has those stereotypical white stress marks that you see on a lot of blue Yamaha plastics. There's two different style number plates. In the back, you can see these ones are whooped. And these ones are in pretty decent shape. I'm most likely gonna get new plastics anyway, just because dirt bike plastics are pretty cheap. And we're gonna be doing a build on this thing, painting the frame and all. To put used plastics on it kind of wouldn't make sense. And as we move on here, got the chain, which is totally whooped. I laid it out and it has like really bad lateral play. I can kind of show you. There's a lot of play in the links. So we'll definitely get a new chain. That's an inexpensive thing. You can see the pegs are here. This peg is smashed. That's another inexpensive thing. We'll probably update the pegs too. Get some like really nice studded ones. The GPI radiators, they look almost new. And they're not twisted or anything. So we should be good with those. I doubt they leak. Dave put the bolts all organized in these pieces of cardboard. So thank you, Dave. Then there's just a whole bunch of miscellaneous bolts and stuff. I'm going to have to go through everything. There was a Tusk Gasket Kit. I think it's actually complete. And you can see this one paper here. This is actually the packaging for the Tusk Gasket Kit. I'm not really sure what this stuff means on here. I see things that are needed, it looks like. This is what's fun about a basket case, man. It's like a puzzle. You got to figure it all out. And over here are the OEM radiators. I'm not too worried about those. Got the rear brake set up, master cylinder, airbox. Here's the seat with the seat cover. It's pretty whooped. So we'll definitely get a new seat cover for this thing. That's an inexpensive fix. Make it look like brand new. The rims actually look decent, and the tires aren't bad either. However, we probably will put new tires on this thing. And I'm not sure what we'll do about the wheels. I'll have to spin them to see how straight they are. Maybe we'll pull the spokes out, powder coat them, and get new. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's to be determined. Probably send the forks out to be rebuilt. I could try rebuilding them. I don't really have that much experience with rebuilding forks. I don't want to do a half-ass job, so we will see. But they definitely need to be rebuilt. You can hear the fluid moving around in them when you stand them up, and they have a little bit of play, so they definitely need to be rebuilt. Here's the frame, partially sanded down. So I will probably have this sandblasted and powder coated. If this becomes a project where we are, going into this virus thing for months, then I'm gonna do this just like I did the Banshee and clean up the frame myself, and we'll paint it. And there's an FMF fatty pipe that's pretty well beat. So we'll probably get a new pipe for this thing. I don't even think it'll be worth trying to repair this. And if I put it on that way, it's gonna look like crap. Got the triple tree here. Looks like an OEM silencer. And that's got some bashes in it too. So we'll definitely get a new exhaust system. And here's the subframe. There's a hole in it. So I will patch that hole. That's no problem. But otherwise, I think it's in decent shape. It looked like it was straight. It's kind of hard to tell without actually mounting it up. But it doesn't look crooked or anything. Swing arm. Probably put all new bearings in this stuff. And here is the real puzzle. Oh yeah. All these motor parts. I'll tell you what, the stuff actually is in pretty decent shape. The clutch basket isn't terrible. The fingers are grooved. But they're not beyond repair. I think what we'll do is smooth those out. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. We're kind of going to do like an economy build on this, guys. It's not going to be like a crazy expensive build. So there's a lot of stuff that I could replace, but we don't have to. Here's one of the clutch cover. The cases look good. I don't see any cracks. The crank went in this. And you can see some marks in the case and stuff. I don't think we're going to have a problem, though, throwing a new crank in there. I think the cases are okay. There's no like huge cracks, gouges, or JB weld or anything. They look pretty decent. I looked through the transmission. All the gears look good. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. I'll probably pull that apart and just make sure we're not missing any pieces. And the cylinder, surprisingly, the cylinder actually looks pretty good. I don't see any scoring or gouges or anything. There's just one thing. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see this. But in that exhaust bridge right there, I don't know if you guys can see that. I think there might be a crack in the exhaust bridge. So I will send that out to Power Seal USA. We'll have it re-Nickel-sealed. Maybe we'll put it up a bore or something, and we'll have them fix that exhaust bridge if that is indeed cracked, which I do believe it is. But that's no problem. I'd rather have it sent out anyway. Here's the old piston. You can see it's gouged pretty good. I'm surprised that the cylinder doesn't have any marks. And the crank is totally shot. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's up and down play. That's not side to side play. It is definitely shot. And it's kind of interesting. Looks like this is melted. So we'll get rid of that crank, and we'll put either a Wiseco or a Hot Rods crank in. I was looking at kits already. Rebuild kits for these things are pretty inexpensive, which is really nice about the 125s. Looks like there's two kickers. Not sure if they'll both fit. It looks like a cast, a steel one and an aluminum. Try to run that aluminum one. A couple extra gears in here. Shift forks are in here. It seems like pretty much everything is here. Got a carburetor. Looks like it's in decent shape. CDI, wire harness. And then in here you can see there's another carburetor. I thought maybe I was getting lucky with a second one, but you can see the cast has snapped off on this. He probably just had this in here for parts. And looks like the water pump, kicker, an extra bowl. And this has a piece that's snapped off too. For the most part though, it seems like everything is there. So I think we have a really solid platform here for a really nice project. Like I said, I don't plan on doing an extremely expensive build here. It'll probably be more on the affordable side. We'll try to keep it like, we'll say under $1,000 for everything. I think we can do the motor probably for under 500 bucks. And then between tires, plastics, and some other odds and ends, we'll probably, I think $1,000 is a pretty good budget. So I'll give you guys the backstory on this. So the guy that gave this to me was actually a buddy of mine growing up. When we were in middle school, so like, what's that, like 11, 12 years old, we were both really into quads and everything, and it's my buddy Dave, and I had a little Pantera 90, it was like one of those Pep Boys quads, and he had a 250EX, and I used to load my quad up in my dad's truck, and he would take me over his place, and we'd hit the retention basin, just like going in circles and stuff, and, you know, goofing around, and we were just like, we were like quad and go-kart buddies. And then we kind of like went our separate ways and stuff, and Dave found my YouTube channel. He'd been watching my videos and stuff, and he's had this YZ125 for a while. He blew it up, and it's just been sitting for a long time, and he's busy now with his business and everything, and he's like, well, I might as well give it to Mike. He's the quad guy. And so yeah, that's how I ended up with it, and I'm really looking forward to building this thing. So it's kind of cool to connect with an old friend and make something cool out of it. So the next step in this process is just going to be kind of going over all of this stuff here, seeing exactly what's missing, and I'll make a parts list of all the stuff that's missing and needs to be replaced, all the broken stuff that needs to be replaced, anything that needs to be sent out for service, like the cylinder, the front forks I'm probably going to send out, and I want to get a replacement pipe, stuff like that. I'm going to make a nice list of exactly what I'm planning to put into this thing. We'll make a little budget sheet, and who knows, this might happen a lot quicker than we think, because like I was saying, parts for the YZ125 are pretty abundant, and just dirt bike parts in general are more abundant than quads. So this could happen a lot quicker than we think. And before I let you guys go, I'll just let you know what's happening with the rest of the stuff. We're still going to be making videos on the Maverick. The reason that I didn't have a video on that for today is because I want to do the CVT, and there's a special tool that I'm waiting for. It actually came in the mail today, so I should have the video up on the Can-Am later this week. And the 250R, we're just waiting on our custom clutch cover, which is being made by NPM. I could do the most of the bottom end, but I wouldn't be able to finalize it. And I want to have, in those videos, I want to be able to finish the motor. So I'm not going to do those videos just yet. I don't know how long that's going to be with what's going on with the virus, but I'm letting you guys know I'm not stopping any of the projects. Things are being postponed, so that's why we're moving into the YZ125 and the Can-Am. So that's what's going on, guys. I will see you guys later in the week. I'm trying to get a bike of the week up this week. Unfortunately, the person that I was going to feature today, we didn't get it together quite in time, so that's why it wasn't today. But we're still doing that stuff, guys. So hope everybody's staying safe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love all you guys. Definitely check out the new Mike Sabo merch. This is the new shirt that I designed. All the proceeds go to helping out the channel. I always appreciate that. Make sure to give that thumbs up if you're enjoying these videos. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.